have some form of control still, making our constant binary choices and voicing our equally shallow opinions more loudly or quietly. Most people can't even decide what color to wear or which burger to eat. But does it matter, man? Autonomy is an illusion. Autonomy is an illusion. Autonomy is an illusion.
Hey,
Yo.
we're back.
Turn your thing on there, Paul. Do it.
Thanks
Turn
for
it
hanging
on.
out
Is it on? Am
and
I
chilling. You're here.
You're on.
Okay,
You're
cool.
back.
All right.
You're back. I can hear you. Wait, talk again.
Hello.
What?
Hello?
I can hear you.
I can hear him just fine. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm just kidding.
What you talking about?
All right, so this happens to be right on your face, so I'm
Look
gonna
at
have
that.
to change it.
Can you change that while we're
Oh,
live?
I can move all of us all at once. How about that?
Mm-hmm.
How about that? Wait, where is everything? Oh, it's right here. Why is everything in the watermark? I'm confused.
Why isn't it?
True. No, it is though.
Sweet. So if you guys are still here, you're joining us, or I don't know. If you're on Facebook, if you're on Twitter,
You're a beautiful person.
not Twitter. If you're on Twitter, then you're on Twitter. But if you're on Twitch,
On Twitter.
you're watching us.
then an even better person for being on Twitch.
Are you gonna put it like here?
Well, just give me a sec, okay?
Put
Jeez,
it here.
I see why it's in there.
See, follow my hand.
We.
Ooh, wow, that was really good.
You got high-fived by a we.
By a week.
Yeah, so this is our whatever section. We had our podcast. We ended that. We had a special guest, Paul. He's joining us again for our whatever.
For whatever.
For whatever.
Whatever
For,
comes
you know,
up.
whatever
This
you
is
wanna
our
talk about.
exclusive live show / YouTube exclusive. The only time you can ever watch this again is YouTube alone.
Unless you're on Twitch, because Twitch they'll be able to watch it again.
For like 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's true. Because Twitch will house the video after we're done streaming, so
And they
that's we
delete
actually
that junk.
download it and then re-upload it to YouTube.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Power
Super
moves.
easy.
Power moves.
Yep. So if
But-
you wanted to know how we did that,
It's
That's how.
designed to be our YouTube show.
hey, Mike
This is-
Skaggs followed.
Oh,
Yeah,
hey,
what
Mike.
up? Thanks, Mike.
What a nice guy.
I love Mike. I haven't seen Mike in forever.
Ooh, we gotta get back to Molstar stream here.
Yeah.
Oh
We're back.
Oh,
Dude,
yeah.
you know what I'm holding right here, Phil?
What are you holding right there? Oh yeah, we didn't even talk about the main one, but you know what? I'm
That's okay.
okay with it because
Yeah.
our conversation with Paul was much better than our conversation about this is going to be. So
I agree.
What are we talking about?
So last stream we talked about, and actually probably 3 or 4 episodes, we talked about how Samsung did a release on their newest Galaxy device. It was supposed to be the S11, ended up being the S20.
So they skipped 9 numbers.
They did.
Okay.
20. Last
Whoa.
stream we talked about.
Whoa. We're just talking back into the.
I felt like
real
I was
situation.
talking to myself
You were.
from the past.
Sorry about that.
No, Samsung came out with an S20, and then they came out with an S20 Plus, and then they also came out with an S20 Ultra, which has the ridiculous features on it. And I had to buy it. You know, it has nothing that I will ever use in real life. Although I did go to the rims and try out some of the fun stuff with Brett. It was cool.
You didn't try. You don't use it for peeping Tom or anything. You don't.
No, I mean it is the peeping Tom phone.
Is it a droid? Is it a droid yet?
It's not a droid
Does
yet.
it have its own like will?
No.
Does it get up
you
and walk
can-
away from you sometimes?
You can record messages for Obi-Wan Kenobi if you want.
Can it fly yet? Is it a drone?
Does it have wings?
Can it be a drone yet?
No. Not a drone. It's not really a droid. You can kill a fly with it if you throw it or smash a fly.
And you don't have a case yet. Explain this to me.
Okay, so
It's sexy without a case.
It
though.
is sexy.
I love my iPhone without
I
a case.
bought
Me too.
the phone and it came with a case, but the case isn't shipped yet.
Because what are they? They're back ordered?
I guess coronavirus screwed it up or something.
Probably.
Probably.
But
Everything's
yeah, I don't
canceled.
have a case, so I've got like the most expensive phone I've ever owned,
How much was said phone?
$1,400.
That's it.
Yeah,
Lord,
That's
man.
it, he says.
and it's
My
completely
Volkswagen
unprotected.
outside. I paid $500 more for it. Than that phone.
That's hilarious.
All right.
Yeah.
Very
Actually,
nice.
that's
$2,000 for that
same,
thing.
Same way. I've bought a Volkswagen. I've actually bought several cars for less than this.
Oh my gosh.
It's so stupid. but
Wait,
yeah.
guess how much I paid for my Scirocco?
There it is. There it is,
Can you
ladies
guess?
and gentlemen.
$500.
No,
More?
a lot more.
$4,000.
Yeah, it was like 3,500.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a lot because, I mean, it's a rare car. You don't see very many of them.
Right.
And it was in pristine condition.
It was.
What did you sell
It
it
was
for? Sorry,
beautiful.
this is off topic.
I sold
It's
it
not off
because
topic.
I sold it because I was. Are you asking
That's
why?
whatever. What,
Where?
what
When?
did you make
How?
for it?
Oh, what
Much?
did I sell it for?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I ended up getting 4,200. for
Oh,
it.
okay. Nice.
So I
Nice little
made
profit.
money.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I mean, I guess I didn't make money because I put so much money into it.
Right, right.
But I mean, the wheels weren't very expensive. I probably paid $600 for the wheels.
But at
and
least
then
you weren't
$300
like
for
out
tires.
a whole bunch of money.
Right.
You know.
I put coilovers on it, so I mean, I wasn't out like tens of thousands, but I was
Sure.
out probably $1,000 or something like
For
that.
sure.
But I had the car for 2 years or 3 years or something.
Mhm.
Put a bunch of miles on it. It almost had 200,000 miles on it.
Wow.
I
pretty
think it was
good for that old car.
185,000 miles. It had only been rebuilt once by the original owner.
Jeez.
That
Yeah.
engine is last a long time.
Oh
That
yeah,
type
and it
of
was still
engine.
kicking.
Yeah.
I mean, it just needed a new catalytic converter, and that was it. So
Beautiful.
I needed a nicer car for when I was in California
Yeah, for sure.
because that car would have been. I drove 2 to 2.5 hours a day.
Gosh.
There was no way I'm driving a stick in traffic.
Yeah, bump that.
And
noise.
that thing was lowered, and no
Yeah,
thanks.
yeah.
I would have had a
and it
massive
wouldn't, and it
left
probably
leg, I'll tell you
wouldn't
what.
pass inspection.
Right, but I didn't actually ever register my car in California
Oh, nice.
when I lived there. So I lived there for a year, and I didn't
As,
register.
as a
my car.
Montanan does in California.
Yep, because when the cops pull you over, they're from Montana.
Yeah, that's right.
When my wife got rear-ended on the freeway,
Mhm.
the cop that showed up was from Kalispell.
No
She's
way.
from Kalispell.
Perfect.
Yep, worked out
Perfect.
perfectly.
So explain to me this phone here, Nate. I don't know anything about it.
Well, it's not as super exciting, but it's like
$1,400 phone.
It's
Yeah.
exciting.
Tell me it's not exciting. There has to be some exciting feature about this if
There
it's $1,400.
is.
This guy's got like the most hyped up Samsung right now, and he's like, "Man, isn't that exciting?"
well, okay.
It's
So
okay.
like the cool, amazing things about the S20 Ultra is that it's got a 100 times zoom camera on it and a 30 times optical zoom.
So, you heard that right?
Yes.
30 times optical.
Hmm.
That is crazy.
this
in a
camera right
phone.
here, it is an optical zoom that zooms this way with mirrors. It's a mirror zoom, like
Wow.
inside of a phone. That's why this camera bump is so huge. Because it actually has 4 cameras on the back, and the wide angle camera. We were like laughing so hard using this wide angle camera because at the table at Buffalo Wild Wings, we were holding it like this, and you could see everybody at the
You can
table.
see like back here.
Wow.
It was
It
really
was
crazy.
weird.
Huh.
So we were taking pictures outside of Brett's car. He just got, or his truck. He just got some wheels and tires. So we were taking some pictures of it. And I had to literally walk up to the parking line
Mm-hmm.
next to his car to get the truck in the whole frame using the wide angle.
Wow.
Because it was just like, it's
That's
170
impressive.
degrees. It's crazy. So, I mean, the cameras are amazing. The really cool features of this. It's
Like, the
got,
screen moves, which is dope. Like the home screen.
yeah, it's got
Thumbprint reader under the screen.
and 120 hertz screen.
And then the screen is like full top to bottom. It looks
It
like.
does. Yeah,
Mhm.
it has what they call the hole punch for the camera. So the screen actually, the camera's in the screen.
That's nuts.
Yeah, it's just pretty wild. It's their flagship thing. The picture goes from edge to edge. It's very slick.
This is
Yeah.
Samsung.
Samsung, yes.
Interesting.
The sensors underneath the screen.
I guess they make good refrigerators. Why not make a good phone? you know?
Right. Right. And I've always been a fan of Android phones. They've progressed really, really crazy. Samsung specifically likes to dive into the unknown.
Yeah, we've talked
And
about
do
that
things.
multiple times before.
And they're not short of failing at them as well. So
definitely not.
but they do. They are kind of like the guys that do it first, and that's their whole motive.
Mhm.
That's what they do. But there are other companies that are really great at making dependable phones, and Samsung usually isn't at the top of that list
Right.
for dependability.
Right.
i.e. Galaxy Note 7.
Well, yeah.
Is that what
I
you
mean,
have?
No, that's the one that
I
blew up
had-
on the airplanes.
I did have the
Oh, yeah.
Galaxy Note 7, and it was the best phone I ever had besides this one. And it got taken away.
And besides the
because
fact that they blow up on airplanes.
they blow up on airplanes. That was a bad thing.
Phil, are you an Apple guy?
I only have one. Well, okay, let me back up. I have 2 pieces of Apple products
Okay.
that I use. I don't really use my Apple Watch, I guess, anymore, but I have an iPhone. And
Yeah.
I used to work at Silver Mac in Bozeman.
Right.
So I was big into Apple in
Right.
college. But now, as an engineer, I use Windows every day.
Oh.
And as a PC gamer, I use Windows at home now. So
Right.
it's like there's no point in having Apple products.
yeah, because
we have-
it doesn't talk very well together. So
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And we have Apple TVs at home though for like both of our TVs. So we have
Mm.
Apple TVs so you can stream your phone to them and stuff.
Yeah.
And Sarah only uses Mac products. So
Mhm.
the reason why I still have an iPhone is because of her.
Yeah.
So iMessage and all that. It's just easier.
Mhm.
And sharing
The
photos. is
usability
great.
is great.
Dude, I've only had iPhones for smartphones, and
Yeah.
I've never had any problems with them ever. Any of them.
Yeah, and don't think of this. Don't think of this what it's not. I'm not an Apple hater.
Right.
I don't hate Apple products.
I
I
do
actually have a
appreciate-
MacBook Pro, and it's really great.
Yeah.
Probably one of the best laptops I've ever had.
Yeah, I'm always curious about like new phones like these, you know, because I feel like Apple's like really trying to keep up now, you know.
They are, yes, yeah.
Whereas at one point they started this. They literally started this,
Sure,
and
absolutely.
and then every year Steve Jobs would come out with something different, you know.
Yeah,
And now that Tom Cook's in the seat, it's like
I think the big difference is that Apple is a lot more polished with everything they come out with. Samsung is at the bleeding edge of technology most of
Mhm.
the time, and so a lot of the times they have issues with their products, but most of the time those issues are not a big deal.
right.
The only one being a big deal was that Note 7 issue that they
Yeah.
had. The battery,
For
the batteries would spontaneously catch on fire.
Yeah.
Basically, is what would happen.
that's just not something you want in a phone.
And so
No.
Apple is a lot more polished. They seem to come out with things a little bit later than everybody else, but they tend to do it the best,
Right.
in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah. I
At
hate
least
how
in the smartphone realm.
I hate how the backs are glass. Like I don't.
Well, you
want-
can't have a metal back if you want wireless charging.
Yeah, that's true.
So
what's really cool, yeah, the cool feature about this phone that I haven't had on any other Samsung device before this is that my wireless earbuds can charge right on the phone.
Interesting.
yeah,
so
so
I
the
just
phone
put them
charges them.
onto
Huh.
the phone and they charge.
It's called reverse wireless charging.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's really really
Interesting.
neat. Yeah.
Can I see?
Yeah.
So the back's glass as well.
Back is glass, all glass.
Most
very
phones
slick.
nowadays, most phones that come out nowadays will have a glass back
Yeah.
for if they have wireless charging, which most phones do have wireless charging now. It's kind of the
It's cool.
the wave of the future, I guess.
Mhm.
That wireless charging.
I have a wireless charger. Just never use it.
What?
Yeah.
See, I don't have one, and I wish I did.
I mean, I got a
Sucks.
cheap one,
Oh.
you know, but it's also got like a ring that glows around it. So at
Oh.
night, you know, it's like
really bright?
Yeah, it's really bright. Like I don't want that. Like I
Idiots.
didn't foresee this happening when I
Yeah.
bought it. You know,
That's funny.
This is way too bright.
It's
Yeah.
way too bright.
Yeah.
It is. I like my room dark when I sleep. You know.
I've been wanting to buy a wireless charger from Amazon. I like Anker products. I'm a big Anker fan. So
Okay.
Anker. It's actually
Show me
German
this.
for an anchor.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think so. I was
Really?
reading
Can you
it
throw
about
that
their,
up on the screen?
Really?
Yeah, so give me one moment here. Wireless. Actually, I'm not home here. Wireless charger. And we'll do, what is it? Page up. Yep. Cool.
Anchor. Huh?
Whatever needs to go away at this point. Which one is it? There we go.
German for anchor.
Yeah, I was reading it on their Wikipedia page. So this is what they look like. They're just little discs. They
Oh,
don't
wow.
they don't
That's cool.
come with the wall plug though. So you can't use the 5-volt 1 amp adapters that like come with an iPhone. So you have to have like the quick charge 3.0 brick, and
Yeah.
that in itself is like $12. So it's like you spend $20 on the two pads, but then you also have to buy a cable, and you have to buy. Well, actually, I think the cable might come with it, but you have to buy the brick separately.
I think the only time I feel like that a wireless charger is going to be useful for me is sitting next to my bed.
Right.
Yeah, that's where
Right.
I would want mine. Yeah.
Lay
It
on
is
there.
nice. I moved mine to my garage,
Oh yeah, that would be nice actually.
It is really nice because if my phone's dead or whatever, I don't have to like unplug it. You know, if you need your flashlight
Yeah,
or change the
exactly.
song or answer something,
Mhm.
you just pick it up from the charger and put it right back on.
Oh, that
That's a
is
good
a
idea.
really good.
It was a
useful feature.
power
I do
move,
spend
dude.
I do spend a lot of time in my garage like in the summer,
Mhm.
so that'd be a good deal.
Dude, it really is.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you know how your hands are all greasy or whatever.
Absolutely.
You're not unplugging your phone to charge it. Pick it up and put it back on.
Nice.
That's a really great idea.
Literally
Yeah.
slick.
Why does it show two of them? Do you get two for $20?
Yep, 2 for $20.
That's pretty great.
That's
though.
actually a pretty good deal. $10
It is.
per disc, and then you just gotta buy.
But for me, it's
2
like, what? I'm
bricks.
single. Like, what else? What am I gonna do with it?
True.
I guess put the other one in my garage. But then I got
Give
another.
the other one to me.
But then you got to buy another brick and another
True.
cable.
You just
You know
give
what I
the other
mean?
one
That's
So
true.
wait a second. You get two.
Yeah.
But you have to buy
2 bricks.
Two bricks.
2 bricks and 2 cables.
I think it's a marketing scheme, honestly.
I hate this company. Why do you
Well,
like this company?
You can.
But you're a fan of Apple?
There are
Come on.
there are ones that you can buy that aren't quick charge that you can use with the 5-watt brick,
Yeah.
but they're gonna charge your phone really slow. So
Yeah.
I mean, if you care
Yes,
about
I
that, I mean, I don't really care. I charge my phone overnight, so what's the matter, right?
Yeah, the same way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want one of these for work because I have like a mount, like a little mag mount at work
Sure.
that holds my phone, but it doesn't charge it.
Hmm.
And most of the time when I'm using my phone is at work because I'm listening to podcasts or watching YouTube videos, or
Is that wireless, though? It almost looks
Yeah.
like it plugs in to
It's-
a dock.
it's a wireless charge. No, it's wireless. So it's just a shelf basically right there.
Oh, okay.
And it holds it at actually a pretty good angle. I know it looks kind of funky, and you can put your phone sideways on it. It'll still
Or
charge.
just be like,
Yep.
How much are they?
They are $29.99 for 2 of them.
Oh, dude, pull the trigger on that.
yeah.
Dude.
And does it charge if you put
Comes
it
with
on
cables.
the little thing like this, too?
Yep. That's what I was saying. Is you can go
Whoa.
landscape and it'll still charge.
And you
'Cause
can
it has
watch our
two,
Twitch stream
just-
over and over and over because that's what you do.
Oh,
And
they
you
don't
can
have
charge
the
it sideways.
break
Wow.
apart. Yeah. You can turn it
So
sideways,
buy it
like
as
that.
product research for this podcast, and you can use it as a write off, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
See?
Just think of
This
it.
guy's thinking.
Just think
Yeah,
of
he
it
is.
as an investment for a
But
conversation.
Oh yeah,
piece.
Studio isn't like an LLC or anything. We
Not
might need
yet.
to do that.
Yeah.
But you can still like product review it, right?
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, if anything, buy it for that.
I do.
Yeah.
I do like these.
Ma-
Because my coworker has one of these. I think he has an older one, but it's pretty nice.
Looks
Great
slick.
idea.
Yeah, man.
Look at you, all German stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Anchor. I like my anchor. It's good.
So, on the topic of German things, have you guys seen the movie Jojo Rabbit?
No, but I want to.
Oh my gosh!
Is it good?
Yeah, if you want to come over and watch it, you're more than welcome.
What's it
to.
on?
You were telling me
Well,
about this,
I have
right?
some maybe not legal ways of, of getting movies that is not me who's downloading them, so it's technically not illegal. I have somebody's Plex that I watch some stuff on.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
But yeah, we should definitely have like a movie night at some point.
I agree.
For all of us.
Well, especially with your 6
yeah, that,
surround sound
that old
setup you got.
surround sound. But yeah, so Jojo Rabbit, really funny. I won't go into it because if you want to watch it, then I won't spoil anything. But
It
it's
seems like really like smart, witty humor.
satirical. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
it's good.
I love movies like that.
Yeah.
Is this Hitler
It's-
youth thing you're
Yes,
talking about?
and
Okay.
it's kind of on the edge of maybe this isn't cool.
Yeah.
Because my wife is Jewish, and so
Oh, okay.
yeah, so it was a little bit like tiptoey, but she was the one who wanted to watch it.
Right, right.
And so I was like, all right, well, you're in for a treat. But yeah, it was good. I
Yeah.
liked it. So
It's
it's
got
definitely
Scarlett Johansson.
Yeah, definitely recommended. It was
Somebody's like, "What are you doing?" And you're like, "Oh, just watching a
good. Hitler Youth Show.
Hitler Youth show with my Jewish wife."
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, I guess that's kind of a funny situation. Skaggs has said, "Hey dudes, hey Paul." He said it a
What?
while ago, so I don't know if he's still here. But what's up, Skaggs?
Skaggs is awesome. He's
Skaggs
cool
and-
dude.
Hello, Mike, with 6 exclamation points at the end of that.
Hopefully, Mike, we can get to do your car here soon. It's supposed to warm up here
What does he have?
after this month.
What is
Well,
it?
he's got a Ford Expedition, but we were putting a sound system in it.
Oh, nice.
So getting back into the old car audio
Yeah,
scene.
that's good.
Yeah.
I
Dude.
want to find a deck that doesn't have CD or aux. I would just want Bluetooth. That's all. I
Yeah,
got
there
you.
they actually there's a lot more.
Is
of
there?
those
Oh yeah.
coming
I'll figure it out
available,
for
yes.
you. All right, I'll send it to you.
Dude, Mike was on our podcast when Mark and I did this. He came
Yeah.
on as a special guest.
That episode is actually one of the best episodes you guys did.
yeah,
I've
I
listened
agree.
to all their podcasts that they did previously,
Mm-hmm.
and the one with Skaggs is really good. Whoa, that was crazy. Whoa, that's a cool noise. But yeah, so you should definitely, if you get a chance, go. What do you know? What number episode that was?
I don't know. I think there's only 12.
Okay.
So, but it was
Whichever one says Mike Skaggs on it.
Yeah, and he told us about his like brain surgery that he had to have, and it's
Yeah.
just real crazy. So
Wow.
and it's
I'll find
Skaggs.
it.
Like Skaggs is an interesting guy, man. Like he's an eccentric character and very entertaining to
Good guy.
be around. So
Good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He can't be around magnets, so car audio system is a
Really?
little bit tough to handle.
that's hilarious.
doing it with him, but yeah, it ended up working out. But yeah.
Yeah,
Amazing.
if you ask him to show you, he's got like a drainage tube in his neck. Pretty cool.
I didn't realize he had all that.
Yeah,
Wow.
Yeah,
it's a big time deal.
it's definitely worth a listen because you get to hear what he actually went through and what it all is, so he
Hmm.
doesn't have to explain it to you again because now
Yeah.
it's in recorded form.
Yeah, exactly.
For you to
And
listen
that's
to.
that's
He's
why
like,
he did that.
I'm not going to tell you, so you just have to go listen to this, and then he just links you.
Nice. Beautiful.
He should have that copied to like a note in his phone. He just says, "Go
Shit.
listen to this. Go listen to this."
Did you
Yeah.
guys watch Ford versus Ferrari? When it was in
Yes.
theaters? Did you
I
watch
haven't seen it
I
yet.
did. It's so good.
It's phenomenal.
Absolutely phenomenal. The sound design is incredible.
Yeah.
It was so good.
How it's all filmed, like actually filmed well.
Mhm.
You know,
Mhm.
it's not like a bunch of GC. You know, it's all legit.
There's some GC in it, but
right, but it's not like
very
Marvel
minimal.
where it's
Yeah,
every
very minimal.
or the Fast and Furious where it's like
Yep.
every scene now is.
I don't think I've heard a
Yeah.
negative review about it.
No?
Honestly,
No,
Yeah.
it was a very good movie. Yeah.
So do you think that like
family friendly too.
Do you
is
think
what
it's
I heard.
fair to
think so.
put that into the realm of Fast and Furious, or is it in a league of its own?
It's in its league of its own, I think. Yeah.
But do you think it's the movies that the Fast and Furious, first Fast and Furious people want the Fast and Furious to continue as?
Yeah. Well, I don't know.
Mm.
Fast and Furious is molded into something a little bit different.
Sure,
What,
but
what
like-
you mean is like the original Fast and Furious, like the way it was
Right.
designed and like the filming and the story itself
Mm-hmm.
was a lot more similar to Ford
What-
versus Ferrari than the new Fast and Furious movies.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I think as a Fast and Furious fan, people would want them to continue in that area or
Right.
realm,
Right.
as opposed to what they've been going
Mhm.
towards.
Yeah, I think that's what you're asking.
Yeah,
is
that's
like,
exactly what I'm asking. Yeah. Because for us as enthusiasts, we don't have really any movies to relate to any longer,
Sure.
right?
Finally, one comes out.
Finally, one comes out, and so like I think automatically we're like, "Ooh, this is what Ford versus, or this is what the Fast and Furious should have been," But I don't know if we can compare it to that. I don't know if it's fair because it's so good.
I think it should be similar, not exactly the same. Because I mean, Ford versus Ferrari tells a very specific story and,
Yeah.
and a historical story.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's a very, it's real.
yeah,
So it was pretty easy to create a movie around that
Mhm.
and a story behind the characters that were involved in the actual proceedings of what happened in history.
and it did well on the
Um,
block.
it did
block
very
theater.
good.
Which is so crazy because you know it's a good movie because it has a silly name.
Ford v Ferrari.
Yeah,
yeah.
which is exactly what the movie's about, of course. But it's like, it doesn't really appeal to a large crowd of
Right.
people with a movie called Ford versus Ferrari.
Yeah. I just don't think they should be like exactly the same type of genre, but
Sure.
definitely more. So like if there's two avenues
Mhm.
and one is where Fast and Furious is now and one is Ford versus Ferrari, I think they should be like 3/4 of the way over there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it should be as far away from possible as what they are right now. Because
Yeah.
I haven't watched the last two Fast and Furious movies.
And neither have I. I won't watch this next one. There's no
no.
way. There's no way.
They're awful.
Yeah. Cinema in of
they're
itself
still
is
good.
just weird right now. you know?
Yeah.
I mean, there's nothing great.
Nothing
No.
good.
Dude, I think TV is great.
Yeah.
There's some great TV, but at the same time, like some of my favorite shows are still like from a while back. But I just last night watched the pilot episode of a show called Devs on Hulu. It's an FX show exclusively for Hulu, and it is wild. It's cool. So you have
Well, are you gonna get to like what it's about, or are you just gonna tell us that it's wild?
I mean, I'm sold.
it has what's his face? Dude that plays on Parks and Rec. He plays
Ron Swanson?
he plays Ron Swanson.
Mike Myers.
No, it's
it's Mike Myers.
shoot, Sarah's actually worked with him before.
Yeah,
What's his name?
I talk about him all the time, and I feel stupid that I'm spacing.
Let
his
me
name.
look
But
it up.
Here's the thing:
Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
he's one of the main characters in the show, and the show is basically about quantum physics, but you don't know anything about it yet.
Nick Offerman.
Yeah, Nick Offerman.
Oh,
No,
Nick
man.
Offerman.
Oh, he's so cool.
Sarah's worked with him. She colored his beard one time.
He's like
That's
a
beautiful,
legitimately
yeah. Story.
cool person. Like
Huh.
he's a really cool guy. And the show is like it's a science fiction show that is very dramatic and more like a thriller at the same time. So it's kind of like a mesh of some genres, and there's a lot of like science talk in it.
Ooh,
and
I'd like this.
it's a little bit over your head, and it makes you want to like Google what the heck are
Maybe
they talking
your
about?
head.
That kind of thing. Yeah, maybe my head. Probably not this electrical engineer over here, but
I'm just kidding.
but you don't know what devs is. Like the people that work there don't even hardly know what devs is.
Huh. Sounds
And
pretty
it's
cool.
like a
I think I like
division of like this quantum science facility.
That sounds great.
And devs is like this division that no one knows about.
Wonderful. Let's do it. I'm watching it.
It's so good, dude. I watched the first episode. There's 2 episodes out. Third one comes out in a couple days.
All right.
My problem is like I just can't keep subscribing to things.
Oh man.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
know.
Yes.
like
I have it on auto pay and I don't even look at it.
yeah,
You said you weren't going to do that though.
You know, I definitely
you,
do that.
You were trying to give somebody advice saying that was the wrong way to do it, Phil.
It's definitely the wrong way, but I do. I mean, do as I say, not as I do, the kind of thing, you know?
That's
might be the
true.
wrong way, but he's still going to do it.
Exactly.
That's awesome. I don't know. I mean, like this
I tried to get into The
TV's
Witcher.
been so good.
Couldn't do it.
Try to get
Really?
into what?
The Witcher
Huh.
on Netflix.
Yeah.
It's like so The Witcher is like a video game, but they made like a TV series off of it. I don't think it's like it doesn't follow the video game really, but
together.
the Dolby Atmos aspect of it is cool, but
Yeah.
I just don't really care for it too much.
Okay.
It's kind
I
of
got-
out of my like type
That's
of
cool.
things I like to watch, I guess.
Yeah.
I got into Stranger Things real hard earlier this
So
year.
Sarah's
Yeah.
watched a bunch of that, and I've like kind of caught bits and pieces of it,
Mhm.
and it just seems so weird to me. Like
It
it's
really
like,
is.
What like it
Stranger
doesn't make
Things.
any sense to me because I've only seen little snippets.
Yeah.
But I feel like if maybe I watched the whole story, I would probably get it and understand why it's so popular.
Half of the reason
Yes.
why Stranger
in
Things
today's
is
culture,
so
but-
good is because people that like things like The Goonies and
Yeah, that's probably why Sarah likes it so much.
E.T., like, or shows that have like the main character as like these relatable middle schoolers, like that.
Yeah.
That's half of why Stranger Things is so good.
Right. And I think like there's
The pop culture.
there's
stuff.
an element of like the innocence of just kind of like going about your life, you know, kind of doing what you're doing, and then all of a sudden like super,
You're fighting Russians.
Yeah, you're fighting Russians. Yeah, or something super crazy happens. You know?
Yeah, which
But-
does.
And I liked the way it developed. You know, I liked how the characters kind of developed themselves. You know, really interesting watching them grow. You know, grow up and kind of like grow into their roles, and it's kind of like young
Form little like innocent relationships. And
Yeah,
stuff.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
But everything. I mean, the storyline's real good. You know, and
Yeah.
you really don't know what's going to happen next. And
for sure.
now there's like I reached the end, and so season 4 is coming out like I guess next year. And I'm like, good lord, like I'll need to hurry with this thing. You know,
For
Like,
sure.
That kind of reminds me of so me and Sarah are watching through New Girl right now,
Okay.
and
Yeah, great show.
they have like really relatable characters in it. I mean, like the 20 to 30-year-old range of people. That's how old Sarah and I are right now. So it's a very relatable show.
Right.
Yeah.
So and that's I think why I enjoy it right now. If I watched it 5 years ago or maybe even like 12 years ago, I probably wouldn't have liked it.
I think that's exactly
Couldn't
why
relate it to
Friends
it.
got so popular, which I actually don't like that show
No.
that much. I'm not a fan of Friends,
Mm-mm.
but that's probably exactly why that show got popular for those same reasons.
Yeah.
With that crowd.
Dude, I got into small, like just a little bit of Friends, and then like all of a sudden, like I realized I was telling like all these little white lies, and it's like, where is this coming from? Because I'm not, I'm not
okay.
that kind of a person, you know. And then I
Funny.
was watching Friends one day, and like I just noticed that every single episode and every character is kind of telling this white lie to kind of get.
They're always hiding
Around-
something from to create the drama.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And I was
That's
like,
so weird, Paul.
That's exactly where it was coming from. And so
That's
I stopped
crazy.
watching it, and then I went away.
Maybe that's
That is
where
interesting.
people that tell white lies and like, maybe that's a lot of where it comes from.
You watch Friends, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm not just talking about Friends. I'm talking about media in general, I guess.
Yeah.
Is like the things and types of things that you like to watch definitely have a play on your character.
Dude, I
who
had a
you are in
friend.
real
I
life.
had a friend in high school. I'm not kidding. He'd watch a new movie and then become that person.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So Fast and Furious came out. He went and bought
Vin
any.
Diesel.
He went and bought an Eclipse.
Did he shave his head?
No, he went and bought an Eclipse.
Dang it.
Yeah.
And then like tuned the Eclipse and all this stuff.
Sick.
When Fight Club, he watched Fight Club.
Oh no.
And then he started a Fight Club.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. And then when
Great.
No, I'm not. Yeah. And then when
He's not done.
Then when the Matrix came out, and then he started wearing like trench coats and all black.
Oof.
He named his cat Neo.
This guy sounds great.
Dude, it was crazy.
That's
it was
awesome.
absolutely
Wait,
crazy.
did he do like blackface?
No.
Because isn't that Tyrese Gibson or whatever? What's his name?
He watched Fast and Furious and became Tyrese.
Went to jail, came out, ate a bunch of sandwiches, said, "We hungry."
We hungry. For like 2 weeks, he was Vin Diesel, and he was like, "I ain't going back to Hong Kong."
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was very interesting. But yeah,
Doesn't matter
those
whether
people
you-
exist.
That's crazy.
Super strange.
I mean, I pick up like phrases and sayings from stuff that I watch.
Sure.
All the time.
Yeah. But you pick up phrases from people that you hang out with too.
Yeah, that's
you know?
true. I definitely do
There's
that.
nothing wrong with that. It's like when you become that character.
Sarah knows when I pick up something too. She's like, "Where did you get that saying? Who did you get this from? What? Why are you saying this new thing?" And I'm like, "Don't worry,
what
I came
brings
up
it
with it on
to
my
her
own. What if
attention?
I said that?
I
What
always
brings it to her attention?
That it's different than anything I normally
or
say?
that it's annoying.
Maybe.
one thing that I always say is noise. Like I call stuff
Noise.
noise. No
Noise.
noise.
Oh,
Noise.
Yeah, I'm
okay.
like bump that noise, or I don't want to do that noise. Something that I'm not excited
Noise.
about doing. And so now, like I know when my friends are like around me enough because they'll start saying noise. Like,
Noise.
oh, I don't want to do that noise. You know?
That's funny.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, you do pick up characteristics from your friends too. That's true.
Yeah. So
That's
if your
true.
wife doesn't like your friends, then you're screwed.
Yeah, that's a bad deal.
So new topic.
New
Yeah. What's
topic.
up? Switch it up. Let's go.
How do you feel like your year's going so far? We're 3 months in.
Well, judging
We're
by
3 months in already to
That's
2020.
crazy.
my New Year's resolutions, awful.
What were your New Year's
I don't want to
resolutions?
talk about it because then I'm gonna have to relive it.
So you unresolved your resolutions.
Yeah.
I
How
can tell you,
quickly?
Phil's.
I guess pretty
Literally,
quickly.
like within 2 weeks, it was awful.
But as predictable. I mean,
No. Okay, but here's the thing. I am trying to. I'm still attempting them. Like I am still actively pursuing them.
I don't know what they are.
So, well, okay. Let me tell you.
You weren't going to tell me.
I wanted to drink like, what was it? 32 ounces of water a day.
Okay.
Yes.
Because I don't drink.
And you don't like water.
ever.
Right.
I
Yeah.
never drink it.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I got a water bottle here with me right now,
Sure.
and I already drank one water bottle today. So I'm at
Nice.
my water
Cool.
limit today.
Peak.
So
You're
my
watered.
peak water consumption.
You've been
for the
watered.
day. I'm watered today. I can grow like a little good plant. I wanted to do, what was it, 50 push-ups a day? Yeah.
Yep.
It's 50 push-ups a day.
Okay.
I haven't been pursuing that one as much. I wanted to Uber drive more.
More.
Because I'm an Uber driver.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I have done that actually so on Friday, I think, I drove for probably 2 or 3 hours. It was
Mhm.
a lot of fun.
Oh, wow.
Made like $50,
That's good.
$60 or something like that.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. So good way to
Until
make
your
some extra
battery
money.
runs
and-
out in your car.
Buy some anchor material.
Exactly.
product.
There we go.
Yep.
Actually, it's
Oh,
mostly to
what?
pay for my bad eating out habit, but we'll
Okay.
get to that later.
Part
We're not
of
going to
your
get to that later. I'm
resolution
not
as well.
talking
Is that where
about
the
it
push-ups and water come in?
again. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Well, the push-ups thing is, I met Sarah when she was at her like heaviest weight,
Mhm.
and she met me when I was at my lightest weight. I
Oh,
weighed
okay.
like 135 pounds or 140 pounds when I met her,
Yeah.
which at 5'7", that's pretty skinny.
Right.
And so I gained a bunch of weight in the last like 5 years, 6 years since I met her, and she lost a lot of weight because she realized that she's allergic to a lot of things
Mhm.
and has cut a lot of that out of her diet, but
Yeah.
I still eat it.
Right.
And she lost like 30 or 35 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah, just from changing her diet.
Huh.
Because I mean, we didn't exercise that much. I mean, we'd exercise probably maybe 2 times a week when we were in
Sure.
Washington and California. But here, I just haven't worked out at all. I mean, we do yoga sometimes. That's
Mhm.
about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I wanted to become a little bit more. I wanted to keep my strength up because I've been losing like all of my muscle and
Right.
everything. It's just turning straight to fat because I sit.
But
all
I don't like you don't look like
I don't look fat or like. I mean, I don't have like a ton of extra weight.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
I'm healthy,
Yeah.
but I could stand to lose maybe like 5 or 10 pounds, and I'd look really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'd like to look really good. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm 25 years old, prime of my life. Let's go.
For sure.
So that was
Until
one
you
of
get
them.
to
I don't know how you
bro.
could look better.
Yeah, really.
You're doing something right now with Elias, right?
Yeah.
Have you succeeded in this?
Not so much. No. We've been getting a little bit better. We're trying to.
As long as you're making progress, and that's my
Yes.
point. Is
Mm-hmm.
I may have been failing at like my hard set goals,
Sure.
but I'm still making progress on those goals
Mhm.
and trying to reach them.
Right.
The push up one maybe not so much, but Uber and drinking water. What was my? I think I had one more.
I think just to be nicer. As
Oh
a
yeah,
person.
we were trying to be more compassionate.
Mm.
Because
Yes.
I'm a very hard person.
Mm.
I mean, I'm the typical like engineering personality. I'm like very. It is what it is,
Yeah.
and deal with it.
Right.
You know.
Right.
And so I'm terrible with compassion. Nate is actually very similar in that aspect, where
So we
not-
don't compliment each other.
he's
actually,
not
with
right.
that.
Exactly. So we're just mean to each other.
Fair enough.
So I'm trying to work on it. He's trying to work on it. We're
Sure.
trying to be compatibility partners a little bit in that aspect. But and
Yeah.
I've been working on it really hard because it's tough because my wife is like the complete opposite. She's
Sure.
like very loving, very caring. Like if anybody else is having a bad time, she like will stop everything she's doing to help that person.
Mm-hmm.
And I am the complete opposite. I'm like,
That's
their
so
problems are
weird
their problems.
of a
I don't have to
mindset.
deal with that. Like, get out of here. So it's really hard because we butt heads a lot because we're
Yeah.
so different.
Sure.
And that's probably about the only thing that we are different in.
Right.
And so I've been trying to work on that a lot.
But it's cool as a complementary kind of like unity, you
Yeah.
know, where like
Yeah.
you can learn things about being compassionate
yeah.
and she can learn things about being firm.
Yeah, because there are some things that you need to be firm about.
yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
there
For sure.
and that's where I'm like really strong at.
Mhm.
I do really well at, and so it's definitely a big, huge learning
It's
curve.
beautiful. What are you working with Elias about?
Oh, we're
You don't have to make this public if you don't want to.
no,
I guess, but-
that's fine. I love to play softball. I love baseball. And played softball for years now, and I just like. I woke up the other day and I was like, man, I do not want to be a fat softball player this year. Like, I love softball, and I would have so much more fun if I just decided to be a healthier person.
Sure.
And I think the progress that I mean, I need somebody to do this with. My son's 14 years old, and he also wants to be a healthier person and to get a head start on something that you can easily fail at when you're young.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think we've been successful at making this something that we think about and we're mindful of, which is definitely a goal, because without thinking about it, you're not going to be successful.
Sure.
And we have made a few changes here and there, and I asked him about it and he asked me about it. And most of the time right now it's just joking because there hasn't been much actual like legitimate progress in it, but we're almost getting to a point to where it's more natural for us to think about it and talk about it and make some decisions. So we're actually going in the right direction.
Yeah, that's great.
And
What's the first steps for you guys?
I think probably to, just watch what we're eating a little bit better and choose better snacks when
Mhm.
we're hungry. And, we both drink a lot of water. I don't think we're very dehydrated people. Like I was telling Phil, like I drink stuff all day, like not just coffee, but I'm obsessed with tea
He'll
Yeah.
drown himself.
as well. And
He will literally
yeah.
drown himself if he could. He
Yeah.
just drinks water and tea and
Exactly.
anything
I'm
all
like-
day.
And it's like a habit that I've formed, almost like a tick, where if I'm not drinking something, then I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which I don't think is so much a bad thing, unless I'm just drinking the wrong things.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So, I'm trying to make sure that as I'm sitting here with a Red Bull in front of me,
That has 160 calories in it.
yeah, that I'm drinking better things. And
Sure.
like today, I had 2 big water bottles full, like that size,
Mhm.
full of water and coffee. So I really only drank black coffee and water all day today.
Mhm.
So
Which
Yeah.
I mean, there's worse things you could drink.
That's
Yeah,
my
for sure.
problem with coffee is that I drink it with a lot of creamer.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I just have always had creamer in my coffee.
for sure.
So that's definitely not help. I mean, I use more than the normal like tablespoon or whatever
Yeah.
that you recommend. So I mean, I'm definitely getting a lot of like calories and fat that way.
Do you guys eat a lot of sugar?
Actually, not really.
Yeah, and I'm not actually a sweets fan. My family loves sweets. And we'll get ice cream, or they'll go to, we'll be out somewhere, and they're like, "You want to get dessert?" And I'm usually the guy that's like, "Nah."
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't.
Don't get me
want
wrong.
dessert.
I love sweets. Like I'm a sweet tooth.
Yeah,
yeah.
I like having sweets and having ice cream, chocolate, candy,
Sure.
whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't have a lot of it. I
Yeah.
guess. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe I have. So it's in such little increments. Like we'll have like Halloween candy or something, and you just eat a piece of it.
Sure.
So I guess I get in small increments, but it's like sustained.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Maybe that's a bad deal.
ours is like that on crack. So it's like we always have sweets around. We always have candy or ice cream or popsicles or something, that we
Sarah
should
always
just
has
like
sour
get
candy around.
rid of it. We should just not get in the habit of buying that stuff. And, those are the kind of decisions we need to make,
Right.
because then it will be so much easier to make those choices.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't just like not eat sugar if that's what's around all the time.
Yeah.
Like you have to legitimately make choices and steps into making it work proper.
Yeah, a couple of years ago, I just decided to take a week and see what would happen if I took sugar out of my diet.
Yeah.
And it was difficult.
Yeah.
Sugar is in everything.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's so hard.
Yeah, because like for me, as like I'm around coffee all the time, so if there is if there was an extra blended or extra whatever, you're not drinking the rest of that, or you're just choosing to put either honey or some other natural sweetener into a drink if you want something sweet, instead of like pumping some vanilla or some chocolate or whatever into your milk or whatever,
Exactly.
It was really interesting, but I felt better, and I was like, well, maybe I don't need sugar all the time, so cutting that out was and now I'm more mindful of it, as I progress.
Yeah, I think the only reason why I haven't like ballooned up, like gotten very fat, weigh 220 pounds as a 5'7" person, I guess is because Sarah had changed her diet.
Mm-hmm.
And so she'll make dinner because I'm not a very good cook.
Right.
I mean, I can cook stuff if I'm following a recipe, but it never turns out as good as it should, right?
Yeah.
But so she cooks all the time, and all of her food is so healthy because she can't have eggs, wheat, or dairy.
Oh, okay.
The dairy is like a sinus thing. Wheat is her stomach, and eggs is her stomach. She's allergic to both of those things.
Yeah.
So we rarely have bread. Gluten-free pastas.
Sure.
No heavy creams or anything because dairy.
Right.
And so a lot of it's like extremely healthy protein and veggies, and that's about it.
Yeah.
So I think that I can contribute, like me not getting
Thanks,
super
Sarah.
fat to her.
Yeah, for sure.
Because if she hadn't changed her diet, I'd probably be eating like frozen dinners and all that. I mean, super easy stuff to make.
We'd have to have an extra wide table if it wasn't for you, Sarah. So thank you.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, so I eat fairly healthy.
Yeah.
But when I do like go out to eat or get like fast food or something, I'm getting what I want.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so.
Or like when Phil hangs out with me, we buy pizza, and he's like, "Yes, I don't get to eat pizza at home." We're like, "Pizza, yeah, pizza," because pizza's so easy.
Because I don't get to eat pizza because
We
that's
should actually
literally
just-
everything Sarah can't have because the crust has eggs, the crust has wheat, and cheese is on top.
Yep. Mm-hmm. There's probably gluten in. Well, there's absolutely gluten in the flour in the dough. Yep.
Yep. So, but there's one place, Your Pie. They do like a gluten-free vegan option for pizza, and and
I've heard
I tried
really
hers,
good.
and it's actually pretty good. Not bad.
I need to try that because Your Pie's pizza generally doesn't agree with me. Some in their crust,
Interesting.
no matter what flavor, if you get white sauce, red sauce, whatever, same result for me every
Try the
time.
vegan option.
It's got to be
interesting.
their crust.
We have somebody in our chat saying, "Ya yeet, forced luxury space communism."
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I-
Makes
Do
How
you
did
know
you know
Wesley Cruster?
I don't.
Well, Wesley, welcome to the Oh Yeah podcast. Well, it's the Oh Yeah show. What are we calling ourselves now?
It's I don't know.
The Oh Yeah show. We'll
Oh,
call
yeah,
it that.
show. Yeah, it is.
Oh yeah, show.
Now this is whatever though. This is
Yeah,
the
this is our whatever
section.
section, so we're just kind of chilling.
So it's whatever.
relaxing. Oh, yeah. Whatever.
Oh yeah, whatever. Cool.
Oh yeah. Whatever.
Whatever.
It
but
really
yeah,
is
so
whatever.
we're just chilling, talking about random crap.
So
and,
so you're
Googling
2020,
stuff.
Nate. How's it going? How you feeling
My
about
2020.
Yeah. We're three.
Currently-
I thought
three
you just
months in.
said, so Nate, you're turning 20. And I was like, wait, no, he's
I
not.
wish I was turning 20.
Congratulations! It's Nate's birthday today. He's 20, by the way.
I am 20.
Wish him a happy birthday in the comments, would you?
He's 10 years older than me. I'm 25, so do the math.
Dad.
Dad? No, my 2020 so far is, I don't know. It's not really significantly cool.
Yeah. Did you have expectations coming into 2020?
No, I try not to have big expectations about specific things. Like, when I go to see a movie, for example,
Sure.
it gets hyped or whatever. I have normal expectations for it, and I usually enjoy it. So,
Sure.
and when it comes to my year,
He's just a simple man.
I
He's a
try to
simple
be.
man.
I
That's
try
what
to
we love
keep it
about him.
simple.
It's endearing.
I do. So far, there's been nothing that's really been tragic or has really ruined my year. But at the same time, there's nothing like, man, 2020 has been like the sickest year ever.
Sure.
Nothing yet so far,
Yeah.
but hopefully it changes as spring comes, and my family and I are going to be doing more camping than we ever have before and adventuring outside. So I feel like that we're ready to have a great, different year than we've had in the past.
There you go.
So
Are you gonna?
So as long as this new virus thing.
I was gonna
doesn't,
say.
like-
So, are you going camping so that you can get away from towns? Because
I mean,
there's gonna
what
be a
better
zombie
excuse
apocalypse
do I
because of
have?
coronavirus.
Yeah.
Right. That's funny.
And we didn't even hardly. I mean, we mentioned the coronavirus in our podcast
Yeah.
section, but I don't know. We should talk about it a little bit because, like, mainly just about the shocking things that have been happening because of it. For example, like me, I'm very upset that spring training is canceled for
Yeah, because
baseball.
we can't go.
Yeah, can't
It
go.
would have been
to spring
super cheap to
training
go
games.
too, because
Yeah.
the flights are so cheap.
Yeah.
And opening day for baseball is on my wedding anniversary this year, and now that got postponed for 2 weeks and maybe indefinitely.
Well, now it's not on your wedding anniversary, so you'd be happy about
I
that.
know. No, that was a cool thing
Yeah.
because
What?
like I follow all these baseball pages on Facebook, and it reminds me every day when opening day is, and I know that it's on my anniversary.
Oh,
so
so
it gets closer,
it helps
closer,
you remember.
closer.
Nice.
Exactly. So now all the timers are gone, and I'm gonna forget. It's gonna be terrible.
I feel
That'd be a
bad
bad
for
idea.
you a little
Yeah.
bit. Sorry.
So,
So
yeah,
the
I didn't
MLB is what is it called? Delayed. right?
Delayed.
And spring training's been canceled.
Yeah, because the MLB season hasn't actually started, so they
Right. So
can't
it's been
really.
delayed.
They haven't canceled
NHL has been suspended for the time being
it. Yes.
NBA,
due to
I
the
think,
NBA being suspended for the time being. March
Yes.
Madness had agreed to have their games with no fans. Now it's officially canceled today.
Yep, they were going to do like
so-
no ticket sales
Yeah.
and just have the teams
March
play.
Madness completely canceled.
That is crazy.
That's nuts because imagine the amount of money they got from ticket sales, the amount of money that were won by betting on sports betting
Yes.
and like bracket challenges and
Mhm.
et cetera, et cetera. The NBA aren't going to have games, so all of their ticket sales are done.
Mm-hmm.
The NHL not having games, so they're not going to have ticket sales.
Yeah.
The MLB delaying the season and not having spring training. Spring training brought a lot of people down to Arizona, right? Is where it is.
You got it. Yeah.
And that
And
would
Florida.
boost. I guarantee that's a huge boost to their economy every year.
Sure.
And the places that are down there, the restaurants, all that, depend on March, that time of year,
Mhm.
to keep going.
Yep.
So it's going to be an interesting situation as
Mhm.
things unfold. The stock market lost more value today
6%
than
or
it has
something,
since
right?
1983 or something. No, it was more
Yeah.
than 6%. It was like 11 or 12.
Hmm.
13 they shut down for a day.
Yeah, so they shut down today. They shut down half of the day was shut down.
Yeah. I think 13% is a full day, I believe.
So
It's
it's
crazy.
been bad, and my 401k has lost like $4,000 or something. $3,000
Yeah.
Jeez.
just in the last week.
It's incredible the
Yeah.
after effects of stuff like this, and like what our daily decisions and the things we do and the money we spend, how big of an impact it is on the economy and everyday life for people.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then when something like this comes along and it prevents us from being able to do those things, it's crazy. You know, you don't think of that effect would be as great as it actually is.
Sure.
And we're not at the top yet. I
Mhm.
mean, this is like a progressing thing.
Oh yeah, the next 6 months are going to be very interesting.
Mhm.
Montana, because we're so secluded from most of society, in Idaho, I guess.
Yeah.
I think we have a first reported case. Hasn't been in the news yet, but on the
Yeah.
website that's tracking everything, which is actually Johns Hopkins University, so it's
Interesting.
a pretty well-known university.
It's something
is
you can-
tracking
It's
this.
reputable.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they have a reported case in Montana. It doesn't show a location, like they don't show like specific locations, but it just has a dot in the middle of Montana that says 1.
Hmm.
So I mean, we've been kind of separated
do they consider
from all
the
this.
one that's in Maryland, like the quarantined lady that's in Maryland that lives in Montana as a Montana
It's possible
case?
that might be the deal. But I just got this email from my grandpa who lives in Seattle. He
Mhm.
lives on Mercer Island in Seattle, like
Yeah.
the heart of Seattle, which is a pretty big area for deaths. I mean, the first death was in Washington in the U.S. from
Yes.
coronavirus, and it was at a nursing home, and like a lot more people died that were at that nursing home because they're the most at risk.
Right.
He said, the papers make it look like there are no survivors in Seattle. Unless you were in school or going to a large event, there's no impact at all. Traffic is lighter, and there is no non-perishable food or toilet paper left in any store. Smiley face. So other than that, other than total panic among much of the population, all is well. We are fine. My grandpa's like 75 years old. He's the at-risk population.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So same with my grandma who lives with him. So it's like if they're not that worried about it and they're in a very high density area that is going to have major issues with this disease and they're not worried about it, what does Montana have to be worried about? The most dense population we have is 112,000 people here in Billings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The problem with the situation is it's like how a traffic jam starts. Have you seen a diagram of how a traffic jam starts?
Yeah. Somebody slows down a little bit and then the rest of it's like a traffic snake.
Yep. So all the cars slow down behind and then eventually it's gridlocked.
Yep.
And so like that's exactly kind of what's happening now.
But the beginning that was stopped is going again. That's how a traffic jam works as well.
Right. But nothing's going yet.
Well,
And things are still starting to slow.
as of today, actually, things are starting to progress in a positive direction in
China.
In China.
Which is the origination.
Sure.
It's about, right?
But I mean, as we're here, and as a traffic jam works, like we're going to kind of keep,
Right. We haven't stopped yet.
Right. Yeah, we haven't stopped.
We're slowing down.
We're just coming to where the traffic jam is.
The other problem is Montana is not testing right now for the coronavirus because we don't have the tests. We don't have them available to us.
Right.
So there could very well be multiple cases here in Montana because people travel for business.
Right.
Billings is a decent international airport.
Yeah.
International airport.
Yeah.
Decent. Yeah, decent. Yeah. They are getting the expansion. Okay. They got a very expensive expansion coming. But anyways, I mean, there could be cases here and we just don't know yet.
But we also live in a state where like when it snows like 10 feet,
We still go to work.
we still go to school, you know?
Yeah.
And then from what I've talked with people, pretty much everyone's like, yeah, whatever. We're still going to do the things that we do.
They did just put out a notice
I've been
for MSU Bozeman that they're transferring to online classes.
Yeah, MSU Billings did the same thing.
Yeah.
I won't name names, but I do work with a guy who just recently went on vacation to Washington, and he's gone right now to Washington. So we were joking that he's going to be patient zero in Montana, and he's going to kill off the whole state.
If I did that right now with my job, I wouldn't be able to go to work.
That's
if I
crazy.
came back from Washington,
Funny.
we have a questionnaire we have to fill out every morning.
Wow.
That says, like, have you been in contact with somebody that could possibly have had COVID-19 in the last 14 days? And if I went to Washington, that would be a tremendous yes.
Right,
Do you have, is this proof now? Like, you can be like, no, see, I was on a podcast to see, you can watch the video. That's what I was doing.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
But yeah, so my boss, my big boss actually was supposed to come to Billings and he's stationed in Bellingham. That's his where he lives.
Right.
He can't travel here.
Wow.
That's insane.
Yep.
Interesting. I am curious, like the pro. So, I mean, like, I don't know if you guys watched President Trump's White House address thing.
No, I haven't seen it, but I saw the
about the
news
coronavirus
article.
you're talking about.
Yeah. I thought it was really interesting, and I
was.
think like I don't fully agree with President Trump, but like one thing that I am thankful for about him is that he is a businessman, and this is his wheelhouse, like
Sure.
like this sort of economic uncertainty is like what he's good at, and so like he has a bunch of faults, but like this is one thing that like he can navigate through,
One thing we don't normally talk about on this podcast is politics.
Yeah, right.
But because we're skirting a little bit, we can talk about
We're
it.
talking about
Totally.
coronavirus.
But one thing I want to ask is what did you gather out of his statement? Because I didn't watch, I haven't seen it.
Right.
So from your guys' perspective, what did you gather from his speech? I guess is what it was.
I mean, like I don't follow politics a lot, but I want to know. Throughout this coronavirus thing, like I was like, I don't care, like it's gonna do what it does, and it's
Yeah,
that's how I've kind of been.
yeah. And then it just got to a point where like it was so in my face that I was like, okay, I need to learn. Like it's been so exposed to me that I have to. Like what's more,
Right.
And so I did a little bit of research on it last night, and then ended up watching his address today, because it's like I want to see like what's what's going on from, what's happening. And so, we do have a strong economy right now. It's the
strongest ever.
Yeah, strongest ever. And that's one of the things that he pointed towards is like we've done a really good job, in the last few years of building up a really good economy. We have buffers put in place. We have like our banks are the strongest they've ever been. We have flexibility. Like it's gonna be a hit, but we can take it. And he's like he I'm sure he's had people that have met with him. And like, hey, like we can take this money. We can talk to these organizations. Like he has asked the Small Business Association, to give out loans to help small businesses affected by this, low interest to get through. Right.
Sure.
So, which is like, it's smart, so he's kind of thinking like, okay, like how do we mitigate this? What things can we do to lessen, the impact of this in the world? So, and I mean, like we are more than capable of making all of our own stuff,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, like the worst case scenario is that we start making our own stuff that we were getting from China, which is great.
Sure.
I mean, like, why not buy things that are better? Like, sure, we're going to spend a little bit more money, but like, I've intentionally started buying things that are more expensive made in America, because I know this hoodie was $140, but it's going to be one of the last hoodies that I buy, it's made here, it's unbelievably comfortable, and like, if our economy can kind of get into that position, through this whole thing, like, okay, more jobs for us, better economy, stuff's better quality. Like it could work out to being like, okay, So that was the one little bit of political, like it's just a political topic at this point,
Yeah. And what I took away from it was that, I was a little more confident in the way that our country can handle something like this. Like I was thinking, it's very apparent that we have different focuses on the future of our country compared to other countries that don't have a focus on their future.
Right.
So like a country like China that lives probably day to day, or their future focus is not necessarily into the well-being of their people, is actually into the growth of the top 1% of the people, the wealthy people that live there. So we are just set up better, and no matter who you are, what your political views are, our country is just better at that.
Mm-hmm.
And watching his address just made me a little more confident in that, thinking like, I'm so glad that I live in the United States, and I'm so glad that I live in Montana.
Right.
Like this is.
I'm so glad that I moved to Montana in the last year.
I have asthma.
Don't
I
come
have
here,
actually very, very bad lungs. I have terrible asthma. I was born with it. And so I like, if I were to get this, like coronavirus is very, very much affects your respiratory system. I mean, I could be one of those cases of my age
risk
group that's, in that low 5% that is severe. But at the same time, I'm thinking I could not be in a better place in the world.
Sure.
To survive something like the coronavirus, if it were to get to the point to where people are, panicking because it's a pandemic.
Right.
So I feel fortunate in that and confident that I shouldn't have to worry about something I can't control.
Right.
True.
So that was basically where I was at, and that's what
cool.
I watched. I was like, cool.
I mean,
it's definitely worth a watch.
It sounds like I don't even need to watch this because you guys just covered it for me.
Yeah,
I'm cool with it.
Yeah, and it seemed to me like this wasn't one of those speeches where if you don't like Trump or whatever, that it was totally a completely different subject. It was not about a campaign. It was not about
you want to know what's
this
funny?
Or that or the other
You're
thing.
saying all this, but I still saw people posting on Facebook about it, like this guy's an idiot. Oh, like still just ranting. I'm like, what good is this doing on Facebook?
Sure. No, yeah,
just shut up.
Yeah,
there was a different place or time for that, and it really was completely a different thing. So
I mean, people, regardless of the situation, will want to tear other people down.
They'll find the worst
they'll find the worst in anything, And all the dude was doing was trying to instill hope in people, and like if you are trying to find fault in that, like I would question your motives of being a human and trying to help other people.
Even if you
know.
didn't like the Orange Man.
Sure, I mean, someone's just trying to instill hope and be like, hey, like,
For sure.
sure, it's dire, but like,
Billions and billions and billions.
One of my favorite YouTube videos of all time.
Yep, true.
beautiful.
Billions and
Well,
billions.
guys, I have to go pick up my wife, apparently.
That's cool.
So
We're done anyway. We've been
up here for 2 hours.
Yeah,
Feeling good.
we're past our time frame for the end of our whatever episode.
evening.
And generally, Paul, you had a great time. I had a great
Had a
time.
phenomenal time.
It was fun.
I had an
glad
incredible
that you were
time.
here. I'm glad we arranged this.
Absolutely.
Phil, I
We should
care.
do something like
I
this
care
again.
if you had a good time.
We
I do.
matched impeccably.
Yes.
I can't believe it.
I can't believe it either.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I can't believe the color coordination that
Dude.
came out of this group tonight.
On
I
fire.
really like
On
this
fire.
perspective too of this setup with three people.
I almost think we should do it like this for our regular show, but you sit over there and I'll sit where you're sitting.
Yeah, we could move the camera in a little bit.
Yeah, just tighten it up just a little bit.
Makes sense. We'll try it.
It's also nice that this creates like a sound deadening too. You know what I mean?
A little bit, yeah.
It
We actually
does.
do have little sound deadening panels that we have yet to put up.
Yeah, they're sitting over there on the shelf. But
Sounds good in here.
Yeah.
It's a good studio.
Yeah, but there's a filter on the old mics too for the actual show,
The old filter.
so
keeps the echo out of the room.
it keeps the background noise out too. So it's
because
pretty
we
good.
have lights and fans and
It ends up sounding.
This room is actually kind of loud.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it ends up sounding pretty good.
Yep.
Yeah, if you take your headphones off, like, it's kind of loud in here,
It is kind of loud in here.
but you can't
Whoa.
hear any of that
Uh-huh.
in the actual show. So
Yeah.
it's pretty cool.
Well, thanks everyone for stopping by and watching
Yeah,
our whatever
absolutely.
show.
Everybody that stopped by and followed.
If you're still here, that's awesome. We appreciate you more than anyone else because you're still here watching us, and we appreciate your support. It was really great having Paul Aspen
Thank you.
here, and
Thanks for
Thanks.
having me. Thank you. I appreciate the invite and
Absolutely.
so
cutting
sick, so
me
fun.
into your evening.
Let's do it
It's
again
nice just to banter and just
and just
you know,
chill
just chill.
and
Oh,
catch
yeah.
up.
Oh yeah,
And catch up because it's been a minute.
it's been a hot minute.
It's been a hot minute.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Whatever.
All right.
Sorry,
Well,
I felt left out because
with that, we'll see you guys later. Catch us on YouTube, Spotify, any podcast app that you prefer. We'll see you there.
Make
Peace
good
out.
choices.
Peace out.